So loud. Jeez. Hi, people. How we all doing? Let me switch over my screen in just a second. I'm just setting up over here. Oh, stream has ended. That doesn't work. Stream starting soon. Oh my god. Imagine the amount of people that I scared away with that. Let's go! Sorry, I'm just gonna open the stream with me fiddling around with LODs on trees. So, let's start there, shall we? Because my scene doesn't run that great. And like the last thing I did was add all these new trees, so I basically did that like last week. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can change it up a little bit. Hi, Nikori! How's it going? 0. I'm just gonna change this to... I basically want to lot them out like way quicker than they do. Then we can change it up later on. So, must be an easier way of doing this, but do it for this last one. 7, 5. 5. You want to see this has like a dramatic effect, or maybe it's just like all the ground foliage that I'm spawning. Be that too. Seems to be running a little bit better. Let's see. Frame rate is not that convincing yet, but switch it over to it is a very dense scene, right? So we'll have to do some balancing later on. We can still tweak that. But at least we set up some like quick LODs now. That should help performance a little bit. But yeah, today, I'm gonna see if we can make like a little entrance to a town area. So what's probably gonna happen is I'm gonna do some blockouts. We're gonna get into the scene creation element a little bit, and then I'm probably gonna make some blockout assets to like kind of when does it get set up as well? Because I want to make one with like a wooden wall, right? So I'm gonna be starting out with that. So let's duplicate this level. And I'm basically gonna nuke the entire thing. City entrance. We already have like a city entrance here, but I'm gonna delete that one. Wasn't too happy with it. So now we're in city entrance. Let's just nuke all the foliage. It's good that we can keep all the settings, so I don't want to remove all the instances. No, don't want to add it. Just remove it. I think the rest of them have all manually been placed. Cool. Gonna filter for oak. Delete all of that. Let's see. Virtual height field mesh, we need that. I think the rest of it. Nice. I haven't done any work in the meantime this time around, so it's kind of like I'm trying to catch up. I've been pretty busy with some other stuff in the background. But yeah, this is supposed to be like a chill art chat, like basically art and talk. So feel free to ask any question that you might have as I'm trying to build a level over here. Why is it not working? Oh, the strength is just way too low. Oh. Yeah, that's better. I'm gonna flatten everything out real quick. Nice, and I'll probably just keep this. So, oh no, well, I'm gonna kind of fill it up with just some dirt. Right. We'll have to see. Do I have a gate? So we have a wooden gate already, which definitely will need some work. And we have a wooden wall as well. I'm gonna get like something very simple set up. I don't really have any buildings yet that I can just straight up use, or are not. The buildings that I currently have are more for like town centers, right? So that's usually the issue. I have like a couple of these, but yeah, let's have a look. Oh no, that's my paint building. If on this one is broken. Quickly change that up. Probably want something a little bit lower than that. Right. Seems to be good. Hi, Mark! Welcome to the chat. How are you doing? So, I'm gonna just delineate, like, some quick stuff, right? So, it's got, like, a place where you come in. Maybe what we'll have is, like, a little split in the road. Seems like a triangle kind of thing. Right, and then people can get into the city. No more Twitch streams. It's only on YouTube now. Yep. That's where we're at. Like all the content was is on YouTube anyway, so might as well keep it here. And I'm kind of imagining like the the farms to be out here. And then we would have like a couple of houses in here. I do want to make it a little bit more interesting as well. I think for that we need to look at the landscape a little bit. I basically just want some random stuff to happen here. I don't really have an idea for all this stuff, right? So I'm kind of just treating this as like a little sketching session where I'm just gonna block in like a bunch of this. So any ideas? Any ideas are more than welcome as well. Some noise in there. A little bit harsh. A couple of fences. These large wooden ones. I think they can actually be great to kind of act as like a stopgap for some of the dirt. So you could have like dirt piling up behind it. Be an interesting one to use. Stone walls, but they don't look good yet. I made of these, right? They're like nice and modular as well. You can kind of just shove them inside of each other. Did you prefer the Twitch streams over these streams, Mark? Curious to hear your thoughts on that. Because the thing that I hated was just there's no archiving on Twitch, right? Like it's basically you do a stream and then after it it's just gone. Like, well, 3 months, right? And then it's gone. The main thing that I didn't like about that. Let's flatten this up a little bit. So I do have a tool for this. I don't know if it's gonna work. I think it might be broken. Fence spline setup. I've been on streams with questions to answers. Oh. With answers to questions, sorry. Oh, were those like the old ones? Like the Ask Me Anything streams? Those are from a while back. Seems that they kind of... A little bit of stretching going on still, but it seems like they work, so... Let's get those in place instead. Good morning, Rod. How are you doing? How are you doing? Bum bum. Sir, how about you? Yeah, I'm doing good. Was writing up a bunch of stuff before I started to stream. So I kind of trying to get into it at the moment. And make like a little bit of a section of a town. See how far we get with all of this. That blueprint is so slow though, like this blind one. I think it's all the randomization that I've been doing with it. Let's actually try to remove some of it. It's my name. Yeah, so we have like. Let's just detach this. Scale adjustment. Nice roll. I could honestly make these into... Sorry, it's a little bit of a deviation, but I just want to change some of these up. Not everyone names it differently. I think it's a switch, right? Like switch parameter. Village from Skyrim. Yeah, we're gonna see how far we're gonna get if I don't get distracted by this for too long. Oh, it's a branch. Of course, it's a branch. Yeah, so I'm gonna call this to a variable, and then we're gonna adjust scale, question mark. I'm gonna make this editable. And if true, that's cool. If false, we're just gonna skip it. And we're kind of gonna do the same thing with this here as well. So false over here. All this randomized rotation. Take that on there. The rest of it. Right. I think if we do this and then we just deselect these two, is it gonna go? Oh, it's actually not even quicker. Okay. So it's something in the way that I set up the splines then. Which, fair enough. Need to look into that after the fact. Okay. Make like a quick wall for now. Loya, how do you do? Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you doing? I wonder... Because I kinda like the setup that they had in some of the towns in what's it called? Kingdom Come. Where you have like the wooden fortresses still. I'm gonna see. All of that stuff. I don't even know if I took pictures from it. I don't think so. Okay, so I'll need to look at some pictures from that. Like, they basically had walkways behind the wood, right? So that they could look over the walls and kind of patrol it. And it kind of, like, blended really nice with the surrounding terrain as well, so... It'd be nice to have a look at that. Off stream. So we have a house coming in here. Like, all these houses are kind of... We still need to do some work on them, right? Like, still not finished, but... Still want to make sure that we got some placeholdery stuff coming in. Let's see, is that all the houses that I have? So... Storage chest, like a storage area over here. These pivots have been screwed up a little bit. Aloya is good. Stuck a bit on texturing courses to improve skills. Oh, nice. Yeah, there's a really good texturing course on ArtStation Learning from Jason Ord that I recommend to like people all the time. Goes really into detail, so that would be one to check out as well. Be doing courses anyway. Did it twice. Okay. Well, first crash of the day. So silly. I'm just trying to delete stuff in Unreal. It shouldn't be that difficult. I can't tell you the name of the course because I don't remember it, but like it's something with texturing on like yeah, it's on ArtStation Learning. I think it's one of the only ones, so you shouldn't really have a difficulty finding it. It's probably the first one that you'll encounter once you start looking for it. City entrance. Did it just... Oh, got rid of everything that I... Yeah, it's literally like one of the most watched ones on there, I think. You'd have like no issues finding it. Okay, let's do all of this shit again. Second time is always faster, I guess. And strength on this. Yeah, if you're new to the stream, just watching, feel free to shout anything out. Like if you have any questions about the games industry, if you have any like silly anecdotes to share, would love to hear them too. As we kind of struggle to set this back up after we just crashed, you know? What are we doing here? So this wooden wall. Just honestly just make use of like the path that we have here. Oh. Gate. Put that gate in there as well. What kind of blueprints do we want? Let's get those back in as well. Hey, Nicole's here! Planning to lurk while I work on sculpting to keep my brain concentrated. It's looking good. Thanks, Nicole. Good luck on the sculpt. It's not too much yet, right? Like at the moment, but we'll see. We'll see how far we get. Like a little square in the middle of the town where people are selling their goods. We'll probably make this like the other side of the town, right? Trying to reuse the layout. Could be a little bit creative with like the street layout too. What I might do... Oh, I wanna... There is like a medieval city generator. I wanna see if we can kind of use this, you know? To get us some ideas. Style? Building. Yeah. Arcana? What's this? District, city. Cool one's a little bit too big, so I'm gonna see. Oh, this is giant. Can we select? I love that it has like all this additional information on it. That's cool. Code. put a JSON file. Oh, you can just keep re-rolling this. That's cool. I'm kind of just looking if we can control it a little bit. This one is pretty cool. Oh, reroll geometry. Oh. Oh, you can even... Oh, that's cool. Oh, so you can... That landmark. Open in PM? Oh, shit. It even has, like, building stuff in it. It's awesome. Wait, so here we go. Size. Small. Lodge. This is a cool one. Lost Orchard. City of Lost Orchard. Like that. Yeah, it does, right? Green End, Snowall, Westward, the Docks. Wait, so I don't want a temple. Literally just want that. Kind of like that. It's very simple, you know. Has like a couple of ways leading in. So I'm gonna. Oh wait, you could export as PNG, and then I'm just gonna dump that on my desktop for now. Just gonna have that on my second screen so that we can kind of use that as like a ref. Oak to town. So what are we doing here? So that's that way in. And there's another way coming up here. Probably gonna expand a little bit over this way then. Yeah, not. I'm gonna simplify this up a little bit. And that's where like another gate is. So let's quickly block some of this stuff out. Going to paint, going to dirt. Like another one coming in here. Wait, let's take mud instead. Up that way coming out. And then there's another way over here somewhat, but I think this is fine. You know, and then we have like a big district over here. That is so slow. I have definitely set that up wrong. Want a point over there, please. Yes. Okay. And then this is sort of the coastline, right? Or like a river kind of section. So... Oh, yeah, before I close that down, let me actually share it in the chat as well. Sorry, I didn't think about that. So if you want to make some nice medieval cities yourself, feel free to use that link. You would have like the town square. No, populate this little city over here just really quick. Like all the same buildings. And we probably have like... What are we doing here? So... It's probably gonna be like an open space in the middle. We'll have like a street that kind of leads towards like the riverside. And I wanna make like another kind of section here. Let's place houses first though. Oh. Oh no, that's the paint building. It's like a unique building with a bunch of stuff in it. This will be something like that, right? And then we'll shorten up this little road over here. There'll be a shed in the back of this as well. Now we'll need to keep in mind that we'll probably want to have like lookout towers as well. Also, this wall is not stopping anybody, huh? I love it. It's probably gonna be way bigger. Right, scale that up. Well, it's gonna screw up this the size a little bit, but let's do it so we can actually see what it might look like. So one, five. Yeah, that feels a little bit more imposing, right? What you want. And then they would probably... So if that's going to be the riverside, they probably would have like some sort of like watchtowers as well, right? Let's actually see if we can find some quick inspiration. I forgot like all the town names from like Kingdom Come, but let's see if we can find some. If internet wants to collaborate. Oh, there we go. This is cool, where you have like combination of like multiple materials. That looks awesome. Really nice as well. Love this, where like the main road is like delineated by fences, right? So should we try to do something like that as well? Just dump that over there. have like a little fence opening. This doesn't work with this side, but let's just ignore that. I do want to give this a little bit more space. This is like my level design brain kicking in a little bit, because if someone's gonna be walking around in this environment, you want to make sure that they're not, this doesn't become like a tight space, or like they can get stuck in it, right? And I want to keep that in mind too. Really have that much choice in the fences either, so we actually have to have a look at where if we can create like a little bit more of a dynamic nature to the entire thing, right? Because if we were to delineate the water area, we'll use that as like a slope, kind of going like a reference for the slope that we're going to be building. Let's say that's roughly where the water's going. So they'll live near the water side. Let's actually delineate that with like a temporary. So let's use what again? So this is gonna be like the river. So then we kind of have a reference of where the lowest point is this town is gonna be, and then we'll kind of use that as like a way to have like a ramp, possibly like going up here or something, and like a slight slope. Before we do that, not it's gonna bury like a lot of the stuff that we already did, but that's alright. Longer gonna be there then. I'm just gonna sample the top of this. Right, so we have like a higher section over here. Other points. I'm trying to do now is add some more verticality in the whole thing, right? And like some more visual interest that is not just like flat plane. Don't want to have that. Hey Danny, how is it going? You're doing well. But what do we... So that means that this area, we're probably gonna have to smoothen it out a little bit, right? I'm gonna set the tool to like something very low. Got back from the gym. Awesome! Get that workout. God. That should make me feel bad, you know? Just sit here on my ass the entire day. Been a while since I went to the gym. So... do that. Kind of thinking, so the main road is gonna go up here, right? So this is definitely gonna be just like going smooth down. So I think I want to just add another ramp here that kind of goes like that, straight down. Maybe even push this end like a little bit lower. And it carves into the terrain. Then maybe we'll push this entire side up a little bit more. Because it doesn't really make that much sense to have it go up and down that quickly, right? And then this becomes like a steeper gradient into the riverside. The people actually have this nice view of the river as they come in. Maybe we could even push that further out, right? Just say we flatten this area. No, 200. That's what I want. That there's like this little curve as it comes into the town. That becomes... yeah, I like that. And then we can curve... curve this as well, right? So like you come into the town, but you actually take a little bend over here. Yeah, I like that. Looks good. It's a small section. Just gonna teleport this little section of the wall over here. It's down a bit. Oh, this section is a little bit screwed up now. Probably because I use a ramp over there. So let's quickly fix that as well. Yeah, we're kind of getting into the swing of things now. Right, as you're getting into this part of the town, you get this nice look into the city itself. Quite nice. And we'll probably See if we can line some of this up. Additional buildings. So you get the main square, you get like the main arteries going outside of the town. Need to figure out what we're gonna do with this. This is probably gonna like one way in here, and then maybe we can kind of like curve around to the back as well. I don't know how useful that is for the people living there. Not that useful, huh? Can place like another building over here. Yeah, this is just like me thinking about like how people would interact with this space, right? Like it starts from like random placement or like semi-random placement, because that's kind of how this comes together, you know? Like people just kind of fill in empty spots and plots of land, and it sort of grows and decays and changes over time. Reminds me of Banished. Don't think I've ever played that. Is that good? You recommend that? Right, and then you have like the waterfront kind of area. Right, and let's take a look. No collision. Yeah, I think I had a look at it, but I've never played it, so no idea. You have the slope going up. Kind of like the slope, like a bump in the road there. I think that's also what I like about this, right? Like this screenshot in specific is just, it feels so natural and like built into the terrain. So nice. So cool. And how beautiful that game is. So gorgeous. Ratai? Was that the first city? Honestly, can't remember. Could be right though. Oh yeah, that's like the first big city that you enter into, right? Like basically where you escape to. Yeah. It was. I had to think. Because you're basically in the beginning of the game, there's one area where you're locked into for a while. So you can't really go out of the city unless like you lie your way through like some guards and stuff. I forgot what the name of that city is. And it had like this wooden structure surrounding it, right? Just can't remember. It's not that important, but I'll need to have a look at it later to see if I can get some inspiration from that to make this look and feel a little bit more realistic. But what I actually want to do is I want to create some building variations over here. Duplicate that. Oh, that's not gonna work, right? Because it doesn't have like a level actor associated with it. So I think what we'll do is we'll duplicate this, we'll break it, then we'll make like a new level actor. Which is called the House Thatch 03. Hello, Mazeltov. How's it going? Scarlet? Let me look it up. You might be right on the money there. The name doesn't ring a bell, but I mean, that's more an issue with me. Yeah, that is the tutorial area, right? So that's like the town that you start in. But there's another town like in the middle of them. But this honestly helps a lot as well because I love these little gates. Like these gates are awesome. So thanks for that. It's awesome. Yeah, these gates look cool. Maybe we'll do like a quick block out of those. I want to get those in so that we know. Wait, let me actually save that out in my reference folder as well. Thank you so much for that, Danny. That's awesome. Love the escape quest in it. Yeah, it's just like bail, grab a horse, keep riding, don't look back. Honestly, they did such a good job in that game. Only died like 5 times trying. I'm going to ask one question today and maybe some sub-questions. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions you want. I'm gonna drag these 2 little gates in. Where are they? That's like the castle gate itself, but I don't want that. I want these smaller gates. That. Concept art is so pretty in this game. I'm just gonna drag that over in my PureF as well. So pretty! Almost broken. It's just like way too small. It looks identical to the other tower. Okay. I think let's start with those. Make a quick block out. That's my stuff. I have like a character ref floating around this file. I think I do. Oh, But these are assets, right? I probably want to add that in the modular kit instead. Last week you ended with that stone wall that you created, but what material is it using? Is it using a tileable texture? If yes, how did you unwrap it to the model? Which one are you talking about? I'm trying to think. The stone wall that we ended up with. Like, this one you mean? Can't be that one because that one hasn't. That doesn't have a. But that doesn't have material yet. But let me see. Yeah, this doesn't have any materials Yeah, I have one that was a little bit worn down. Like the only one that I have with stone that is a little bit worn down are like these pieces, right? Like they're all from the same kit, but they don't have a material yet. That's the only thing stone related. Yeah, these don't have a material yet. My approach to that is probably gonna be like making them individually. And then if I like making all the stones like individually to like a certain degree. Yeah, that's probably going to be the way to go with these. Like, normally what you see in most games is that they have, like, a core that is just made with a tileable texture, and then they add, like, additional stones on top of it to make it look unique. But I think I'm going to go with, like, just full unique stuff. And then maybe, because these all use technically the same kind of pieces, right? So there is some reuse that we can have with them. Yeah, I'll need to figure it out. Yeah, maybe less than 10. I think you can get away with like less than 10 because you're gonna warp them slightly, you're gonna rotate them. But yeah, something like that. That's probably my current thinking, and then we'll see how far we get. Okay. Oh, our scale reference in here. We're gonna see, right? So we're gonna have the ref on screen as well, so you can kind of follow along a little bit as I pick out some of the details here. Because what I'm seeing is that it is a cylinder for the most part, but it has like these flat ends. Is it rotated so weird? Okay. Rotate. There's 90 degrees. Let's see. How big is that? It's super awesome that we have like a guy posing in here. Just acting as our scale reference guide, you know? How would you handle ambient occlusion, etc.? Don't know yet. Honestly, don't know yet. Yeah, like, well, material ambient occlusion is kind of going out of the window, right? Like, with Lumen anyway, so you don't really need that much of it. So I wouldn't even use that when I'm texturing it. I would probably... Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, don't know yet. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's been a while since I did any of that, so I'm gonna keep it straight to the point and say that I don't know yet at this point. Well, I don't... That could be an option. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to do too much of it. Yeah, I could also go with my workflow that I already have and do most of it with a tileable texture and then bake vertex colors inside of Unreal Engine and then do like the additional layering within Unreal Engine. I could do that. I think Let's give it a quick try, shall we? Put those in assets, right? Before we start making. I don't really have a stone tileable texture at this moment, I don't think. So we'll need to create that later on. What I could do is, if we go into videos, not these tileables, but they're they have like too many individual stones. Like I don't have like a rock tileable. No, I don't want to create an instance of an instance. Let's duplicate that. Rock worn 01. Let's just slap it on there. Which one is that? Straight 01. Okay, let's see. We do this the quickest way, so select sharp. Gotta clean that up, like not some illogical edges. But as like a quick test, let's just chuck that in there. Avoid that, so we have like at least a little bit of the UV showing up, and then we are gonna go into modeling, big vertex, AO. Right, so we're getting some local information. Set that on it. See, we can actually kind of fake this somewhat. Like the color overlay. What if we this could work. I'm just doing like a very quick test over here to just kind of see how stuff might look. Sharp edges are not going to go. I think we'll definitely need to do like a little bit of a sculpt or like a high poly for it. It'll look nicer than it does. Power. Nah, this is definitely not going to carry us over the finish line, but... yeah, I can definitely see some areas where like the UV is not working with us. It's not too bad, you know, just to get like a placeholder kind of thing in. If we do like the thing over here. We can actually just do like a smart UV project. And quickly import that. Bonk. And then just do the same thing over here. Bonk. Didn't like that. You can do a lot with tilables. I think it just depends on how you set up the shaders, right? Like if you do a lot of stuff in the shaders to add details on top of it, you can definitely make this work. The main thing that's going to be an issue here is just, yeah, you'll need some sort of normal map to compensate for these hard edges because you don't want any of those, right? So you're kind of combining, you're kind of doing like a cliff workflow or like a big rock workflow, right? Where you have like a normal map to do like the majority of like the nice chiseled edges, and then you stack like detailed normal maps on top of it to give it like additional detail. And that's probably what we're gonna do with this one as well. I might do it where you can toggle on and off if it's gonna have a unique normal map or not. Might actually be like a interesting approach for these guys. Not sure why this one isn't doing it though. Go to that guy. Yeah, it's just not baking the vertex colors for some reason. Is it? Oh. It's full white though, so... Why this would be... Yeah, no, it's supposed to be white. Also not... Is it giving me an error somewhere? I'm like completely missing. I don't see anything. Might have to do with the mesh information. That we did like such a quick job on it. No, it's not that so maybe. It's a good shout though. No, I was displaying the vertex colors. That's why it was looking white. It's just not baking the vertex color for some reason, and I think that has to do with like wrong mesh information. It might be showing it to me in where do we find that again? Oh, log. Anything in here? Okay, whatever. That's an issue for later. Well, the complete process is going to be very, very simple, right? Like, relatively simple. I just need to put in, like, a slot for the normal map and then bake the normal map real quick. On, like, a high poly sculpt. Yeah, I do have, like, higher poly versions over here already. But what I might end up doing... Maybe because these are the quote-unquote high poly versions of it. What I might just end up doing is like smoothing them out, maybe doing like an additional sculpting pass on top of them, and then just baking them onto the stuff that's already here. That's it. Are you doing normal baking in Blender? No, I'm doing it in Substance Painter. I don't want to do... I don't want to do any baking in Blender. Especially because I'm already used to Substance Painter. So you could do the following: create an albedo map of the stone and then bake of the normal map. They would always have a unique... Yeah, that's exactly it, right? Like that's the way... So the way that they create like large rock surfaces in most games is that they still bake like a normal map. But because the normal map is going to be so large, they need something to visually boost the detail of that rock, right? So they usually have like an under texel density, like normal map. But then what they do is they add like layers of detailed normal maps on top of it to give you perceived, like the perceived visuals of like it's still looking detailed as the rest of it. Oh, so maybe you're saying I spend a lot of time on baking in Blender and normals often give wrong results. I think that's because Blender uses OpenGL to display their normals and Unreal uses DirectX to display their normals. Which basically means you have to invert the green channel of the normal map. That might be why. Or there might be something in the baking that you... I don't know, you know, like baking in Blender. I've never done it before. Just guessing at that point. Yeah, but let's go back to our little tower. Right, so we have our little tower boy over here. Let me... Where makes the most sense? Where should we put this guy? Oh yeah, the OpenGL versus DirectX thing, like, yeah. That can trip up like a lot of people. Including myself. I've had so many things with it before. And it's such a small thing. It's easily overlooked. It's a pain. Let's do this as like an array. Let's set up the scale and the rotation. Oh. These go on 0. Then we'll Z. What would that be? But this looks taller than like 2 meters. Obviously, this is from a game, so I don't want to put too much stock into it, right? Gonna... Let's see. Get like a cube over here. What is the dimensions of this cube? 2 by 2? Sure that it's aligned to the grid as well, so that's roughly 2 meters tall then. Well, it might actually be if we align the bottom of that pillar. Yeah, so that like comes out to 2 meters. So if we then make it 20, it's gonna be 4 meters. So this guy is like 80 meters. But I also want a buffer so that I can sink it into the floor. So we'll do here is we'll make sure that these two align. Those two are on those edge. It's just this one that's also pretty chunky, right? Because if you imagine there's gonna be like a staircase or something in there, right? Or like a little ladder. We're gonna see this up a little bit. So we're probably gonna make like pretty chunky towers at this point. And then do here, we'll just move this. That side is nicely aligned. Same this side as well. Oh, see you! See you later, Mazatov! Generally, roofs are taller than the average human. In reference, it looks like it's a 4-meter tall one. Oh, catch you later, Danny! Enjoy making dinner! It's 4-meter tall. Yeah, but we'll make something like this. And this also gives a little bit more space if we have like a ladder inside of it with like a platform. And then let's just add a quick roof on top of it. Oh, I wonder... if I still have my roof kit. Roof generator lying around. I might use that. So those are all roofs. I think it was standalone buildings that I put it in. Yes, yes. Let's move this to the side. Let's see. And a roof do we want on it? Gonna I just pull this for now. Gonna squish this all together. What is the overhang on that? There's a little bit of overhang. It's not closing all the way either, so probably do is move that pivot point. Oh, it's not really. That's it. There, I think. Okay. No. Well, it's not supposed to be in the middle anyway. Because we have like the square roof on top of it. And let's have a look. I feel that a lot of this project is just me getting used to the tools that I built myself again. Oh, hey. The fun is, huh? Have to be perfect. We'll need to add some cuts back in again. Again. Oh, it's not a render. Really gonna work out for us here, huh? I need to make the shape smaller, compensate for it. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. Definitely want that cut in there. Yeah, it's not really made for this kind of roof the more that I'm playing around. See if we can... Well... Getting somewhat close over here. Right, and then we can kind of squish it as well, which is kind of cool. Don't want any skin. Let's go with something like this for now. It's not perfect. But change up some of these random rotations. Make it back up. Then all of this stuff. Do it for all of them at the same time. I think so, right? Wait, forgot to remove some stuff. No. Oh, some of the stuff is broken. That is annoying. Yeah, like, it is detached. Oh god. Are there bevels on these things? What have I done? Oh my god. Well, it should actually be relatively simple to fix it, right? If you go to roof scatter number 3. And then just fix it up in here, because this is probably where it's broken. Oh yeah, still has like a bevel modifier. Okay, that should be better. Gonna save us a whole bunch of geo as well. Glad we made that backup. All basically the same thing that we did before. What? It still has bevels on it? What the hell's happening here? Oh, are the other ones also used? Yeah, of course they are. Even though they are literally the same. So, bye-bye. Converting these attributes, B maps, and then hopefully now, yes. Just gonna cut out like most of the leftovers. There's some stuff that's not connected though. Such a mess. That's better. Then I think once we do the edges of them, we're gonna be good. With the edges, I mean having like cylinders to demarcate like just the corners of the roof. think we also kind of lost like the top of the roof as well, so... Base orientation is on. I think that will resolve itself. Okay, so let's see, what else do we need to do here? We've been fiddling around with the roof for too long. There is an area here where you have like these individual beams kind of marking a floor. We're gonna implement those too. Right, and then little peak slots as well. I don't know what to call them, but we'll call them like that. I think portholes or whatever you want to call it. Be more fitting. There's also a bigger beam in between it. I don't know how correct this all is, but might as well implement it, right? So where's my base kit? I'm gonna grab a beam from over here. Just gonna put in there. I think it kind of opens up this section of the tower a bit more as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first unwrap most of this stuff. Should be relatively easy. We're gonna select sharp edges, mark seam, and then we're gonna pick one edge that is barely gonna be visible. This is a prime candidate because it kind of aligns with the other seam. Just gonna unwrap all of it. Here. Oh, there's just like an edge that was like doubling up over here. Still is. Fine. Okay. Make sure that we have some clean geo. So wrap it all. So these all kind of go into like the same category because those are all ends. We've got those flat pieces, they can use the same setup as well. And those are like the little, yeah, the little ends over here. Actually, something funky has happened where they marked an seam. Me checking the geo. So that shouldn't be a seam, right? So again, it's better. These are the ends, these are the sides, and then this is just like the main body, like the main pillar. And that's just like one big UV. So I'm probably gonna split it up still. Though you're gonna see this one. Now we're just gonna stack all of this up, especially this stuff. What I might do with these ones is actually project from view. So I'm gonna project these from view so that we get like this. Wait, can I not just project selected from view? That not work. Look. Should work, right? Yeah, okay. Then I can just shrink that down to like this area over here, which is gonna be ends. Let me apply my little Cheeto as well. So the ends are done. We're gonna do the sides, which might use this stuff for. Let's have a look. Do something more damaged. Yeah. And then the rest of it here we'll see. Oh, that doesn't. It's not right. Nah, it's not right. Yeah, so now we've kind of matched our textile density, right? So we're getting close to where it can fill up like two of them, like two of these sections. That's probably the closest dimension that we're gonna get, which means that if we don't want a seam on there, we'll have to subdivide them once more. Just gonna grab like two edges, like roughly in the middle. Then wrap all of this stuff. I'm gonna stack it all up. I'm gonna move that onto one section and just like divide them across so that we get like a little bit of variation going on as well. Right, we got a seam on the top here. I don't really mind too much actually. If we don't like it, we just need to get away from like the edges and then it would be fine. Or we can just grab another section. It's kind of this constant balance between your trim sheets and your actual geometry. And normally, if we go back to sculpting or like go back to modeling, boom, that's it. Right now, they all look the same, but we're gonna fix that in the end. And what we do is we're just gonna be lazy and link object data, which is basically gonna instance like all the data on it. And then I'm just gonna move it all into place again. Because we did change the pivot a little bit. No. Some stuff on here as well. Whilst we're on this side, I'm gonna move it up with soft selection. Yeah. We do get these gaps though. Don't like that. So at this point everything is still like really flexible, right? So we might as well make use of it. Since everything is now instanced, we can just scale this up. This doesn't look like it's... Oh, no, no. It's instant. Nice. And then the main thing that we still need to do over here. I'm gonna make a duplicate of this. As we apply all of it. Oh, I think we need to make this into a single user. Object and data, and then we can apply all the modifiers. Kind of forgot about like these three, like just sticking in the middle. Okay. No. Select everything. And we're gonna move the whole thing up because of this little gap, right? Actually, I'm gonna remove these two. Or this one. There's one here still kind of floating, so we get like this little gap where you have little beams. The cross beams basically signify where there is gonna be like a little floor, right? So these cross beams are gonna be the foundation for the floor, and then they're gonna be put into place by like the weight on top of it by all the other pieces of wood. Yeah, we're kind of getting that to look good. What I'll do really quick here is I'm just going to randomize all these UVs. There is actually like a really handy like randomization tool, which is, let me see if I can show you, like transform. Oh, it might actually be in a tool. Might be in the UV toolkit where there's like a randomization button, and I just hotkey that, because it allows you to do cool stuff like this, where I say like, I want some randomization on like the X or like the Y axis. And you just set that to like a value, you know, and that gives you like randomization over like the entire thing. Right now, like you don't really, you notice like obvious things, right? You could even take it further and like switch all the obvious stuff up like by one, or like, well, by one segment, right? You could definitely do that. Yeah, it's just a really neat technique to switch everything up. Just perform that again on like all of these. So just randomize it, and it keeps like all the previous operations, right? So this is like super interesting. Right, so all of them are randomized right now. Really quickly done. And then the only thing that we'll need to do before I want to get this into our game is just boolean some slots into it. What I actually might do really quick, I want to check how tall a person is in this building. So let's say that that is a floor. Probably going to remove a couple of these. Maybe not that much. Maybe this amount. Yes, that the bottom floor actually has like more weight to it. And this is the top floor. And then we can also use this as like a little reference guide to where we're gonna cut in like little slots for like people to watch from. And for the slots, we're gonna just quickly use like a boolean. And so I'm just gonna make like a little volume that we're gonna use to like cut out like a bunch of stuff. To illustrate it, I do here is go to the visibility. No, viewport display, right? And then we go to wire. Okay, so this is just like a wireframe, and then what we'll do is we will do a boolean. We select our piece of wire. Now you can see that it's cutting out. Like wherever we put this like little section, it will do like a nice cutout for us. Super handy. And what I want to do is I want to align it best as I can. We'll have to do like a little bit of manual cleanup for this. I want to align it the best that I can with these beams, right? So that you can imagine that there's going to be like a cutout done into them. And then we can just duplicate this. Set origin, and then move it over to a place where it makes sense. Maybe even a little bit smaller. Right. Yeah, stuff's coming out quite nice. I think they would probably have them on like all the sides, right? Do you think that streaming your work makes you more productive? Probably not. I'm probably way more productive off stream because I don't have to constantly explain what I'm doing, right? But definitely like the regularity of it definitely helps, right? Because if I didn't have to do the stream today, I would probably be working on something completely different. Like not even like on this environment different, you know, like something completely different. I was actually writing some articles, like prepping some articles. So I probably would have continued doing that. So it is a nice way to kind of just force myself to work on my personal work, you know? As weird as that sounds. Boolean here, another boolean here. I can imagine that you don't have to. I do enjoy it, right? Like I think the thing there is that sometimes I have no idea what I'm gonna be doing. Like literally no idea because my mind is so off on like somewhere else. And that can sometimes be scary. And that's also why sometimes the introduction to a stream can be a little bit more difficult, right? But like as soon as I'm into it, like I'm into it. It might just take a little bit sometimes. Randoom! Welcome to the chat. How's it going? That I'm up early enough for the stream. Nice to have you here as well. Rise and shine. Are you going to keep that roof as Geo? Yes, I definitely will. I already have like a couple of roofs that are full Geo. Like this example is not full Geo. Pick out the worst example. I'll throw like a quick item in here, right? Like, I keep them all as like pure geo. Yeah, that's sort of the approach for this entire environment. Yeah, cool. What do we need here? We need a door, don't we? We do need a door. Interestingly enough, like they don't feature a door on the screenshots from Kingdom Come. Am I wrong? Oh, you don't have to shout at Google. Oh, such epic music. Calm down. Not gonna find too much. Like if I look for like a specific Watchtower, probably not gonna find it. I love that there's like wiki articles about it. I'll need to dig through my game screenshots to see if I can find something there. I don't think I'm gonna find it here. We'll add a door regardless. Or like at least an opening for a door. I think building kit would have should have a couple of doors somewhere. I don't know if they're in here or in the other file. You like the subject of the stream, Mazeltov? That's awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be. It was way more. It's way more in depth into like the asset creation part than I was thinking, but having fun. Brand Doom is also working on a medieval environment. That's awesome. How's yours going? And I'm doing good. Thank you so much for asking. Having fun making a watchtower now for a little town that we're creating. So let me do the same thing here. Okay, let's snag one of those boxes over here. And then grab the rough dimensions of this door. So let's again align it with like the frame itself and then push the door into place. Sure. Select stuff. And then to finish it off, we're probably gonna put like one of these beams in there as well. Yeah, you know what? I don't mind that they go like all the way to the top. Make them a little smaller. This out, select all this, move this stuff up. And scale this down just a tad. Okay, so it kind of looks like it fits, you know? And then we'll just apply all of the booleans. We have like the block out here, or like the mesh still active. Oh wait, before we do that, I not unselect the material. Whatever. Next thing to create, a burned down wooden church and its ashes and pillars. Oh, that wouldn't be too big of a deal, right? Like, especially because I got the kit here already. Like, I mean, this watchtower, I mean, it did take me a little bit, but yeah. It's like you said, right? Like, I have like all the tools, or I'm starting to get like all the tools to make like anything that I kind of want. Apart from the rocks, probably. Or like the stone surfaces. No, I cut into the pillar. Well, don't care. So let's mark those all as a C, and we're gonna assign this material onto it, and we're just quickly unwrap it, stack it up, move it all over there. Oh, stacking, I hate it so much. Oh, okay. See, when I try to stack like these islands, what sometimes happens is that it will stack all the other islands as well. That's why I'm sorry for the cursing. Oh, I hate this. Hate this. Hate this. Yeah, okay. No, we didn't do it. Nice. Those things done. Have to replicate that on all the other ones too. Oh, I selected those two things as well. Oh well. Gonna shove them over to here, like a random space. Kind of looks good. That as well. Could have just technically, what I can do with this is copy this, right? Maybe even copy object data. That one's unwrapped as well. I just can't do that with this one because it still has a door in it, the other side. Stack all up. Wait, there's a seam though. Yeah. And I'm just gonna get that. Yeah, nice. Nice. We got a pretty good looking block out for our little watchtower over here. We're just gonna get that in. Just gonna get all of this. I love duplicating this stuff so that I have like my own little backups. I still need to do some finishing touches on this, right? So we're gonna get back to it at a certain point. I want a new building for a little bit. So this completely screwed up on joining everything together. It's because it probably still has like a legacy UVs attached to it. Where are we? This can go. I just need to rename these two. Oh, got to do that with the other ones as well. Not these three. Eight. Quickly. Like. Nice. Okay. Get this in there. Make sure that we check the pivot out as well. I'm gonna put that in the middle of it. And then we are to export. Sweet. Do it as a 30-minute challenge? Oh, hell no. Not doing any of that, Mazeltov. Randoon, it's going well, I think. Oh, a lot of planning. I'm trying out trim sheets for the first time. Your deep dive on it has been very helpful, so thank you. Oh, that's awesome. Amazing. There's actually, one of the other members of the team wrote that. Like, it's Scott Daniel Burns that you have to thank for that one. I'll let him know tomorrow. No, today, when we have a meeting. I'll tell him that you said thanks. And Mazeltov is gonna try this weekend to create a trim sheet with edge decals. Because I like to create stylized sculpts. Oh, okay. A trim sheet with edge decals. Cool, yeah. Interesting. Thank you. Okay. Back to the town. Let's go. Let's... It's medieval. Bonk. Nope. I am not using edge decals. It's all baked into my trim sheet. I do use mesh decals. Like on top of some of my stuff, right? To create like additional details. Stop. See, pop a couple of these in. I do actually like it where they have them on one side of the fence only. Maybe keep that going. Love the wet mud texture. Yeah, Grace, that's a nice contrast. Thanks so much. About mud. Let's move this piece of the road, shall we? Come in. It's into dirt. Where's that gonna connect? So this road is probably gonna go a bit more that way. What I might do is rotate this little entrance so that it kind of spills out that way. And this one kind of goes up this way. And you have this one that goes over that way. Do you use 45-degree bevels on your trim sheet? Yep, I do. I use the ultimate trim technique. For the most part. I don't make use of like the modularity of it, right? Where I might actually do that. I was thinking about that yesterday, where it would be interesting to make like a metal sheet that kind of has the same kind of layout. But yeah, obviously I'll need to see how I approach that. Oh, living at oxide. Yeah, the only thing... That's exactly why it's so powerful, right? Where you can just swap materials. The only thing why I can't really do it is because there's like a bunch of... The mesh decals are very specific. You know, so... It would work if the art direction was a little bit more generic. But I work with like a bunch of specific, relatively historical accurate stuff, right? So... That's probably gonna put like a ringer into the whole thing. We'll see how far I get. Will be cool. Save everything. Fucking auto saves, like ugh. The mud is just completely flat. 100% flat mud over here. No palm boys. Let's quickly scribble in some foliage. What is that? Small trees. Any of those? I want to start with the big boys first. Really want to have it that close. Side is fine because that's where the river's gonna go. Side is fine too, so we kind of have this bend in the river over here. This is dense though. Oh my god. Maybe let's see if we can do something about that. Play around with the random pitch angle too. I feel like that's a little bit. 200. Oh, this doesn't have a radius set to it. Yeah, okay. Wonder. Okay, let's just remove everything. Okay. Let's repaint it a little bit. Could have just like, oh. Could have just reapplied like that, but. Yes, we do. We do have some of that stuff lying around. So, this up a little bit more. Again, not too close. And we're gonna disable this. This. Oh, this is probably gonna be farmland, right? Did you use Substance Designer for the tileable ground textures? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. With a whole variation of techniques that I just combined into one, basically. So for some of it, I did some quick scans or like some quick photography. And for the leaves, for example, I have leaves on some of the ground textures, right? Like these, both the actual geometry leaves and the leaves that are on like the tileable itself are just like me going to the forest, taking pictures, and then just like putting them on an atlas, and then using atlas scatter inside of Substance Designer to just scatter them around, which is awesome for that. Yeah. So yeah, I did that. What else did I do? There's a whole bunch of ways, right? Like, so I did go out and take pictures. I did also do some like really quick modeling, and then just projected a texture onto that, and then made those like models that I baked onto a flat plane into an atlas again. Like I used that technique for like little branches. That's also just like a really quick technique, and you can kind of see that, I think. You go like really up close. I don't know how much you can see of it actually. I think I massaged everything kind of into it. You can't really see that much of it. Yeah, but that's also one technique that I experimented with. And then I also made some pebble generators as well, which is like you just make like a generator in like another substance graph, and then you sample that in like another substance graph. So you're basically thinking about it in like a very modular way where you make like individual sections and then you just keep reusing them over and over, right? That's why I took the Atlas approach. I actually learned like a bunch of that stuff from a workshop that we did with Derek Elshoff. So if you want to check that out, I would highly recommend that one. Like he basically like opened my eyes to all of that stuff. And that's on our YouTube channel as well. So make sure to check that one out. Yes, so we got like the younger trees. Got like a whole bunch of saplings as well. Yeah, I learned so much from those workshops, honestly. There's all those little golden nuggets that are in there that I'm just like, ooh, I'm gonna try that next time. That. Just want to disable all this. Oh, not that many, please. Painting some little stumps here and there. And then what I might do here is make like a little bit of farmland. Basically, just gonna select everything. Just cut it all out again. Like make like a plot of land over here. Like a fence surrounding it. Exponential. Make that into a curve that to sort of follow the road, even though there's no road there yet. Yeah, then we'll have this as like a little plot of land. And this is probably going to be like a pathway near the river or something like that, right? So the river's going to run there. Nice. Oh, that looks so good. Even though like everything is just like disconnected from each other at this point, like it already looks quite nice. Love it. So yeah, where's the path going to be? So we're probably going to have like a path that's going to go into the forest. Not going to spend too much time on this. Basically, I want to focus most of my time on like getting into the city. Right? Where you have like this visual where you're just walking from the farmlands into like the main city. Obviously, I'm going to have like a nice watchtower here as well. Gonna... Oh wait, didn't we say... We did say that we want to go more this way. Because now these kind of roads, they kind of merge into each other. Okay, let's switch that up a little bit. Maybe even like a little bit more. And then we can just kind of take all of this without any of the additional junk, hopefully. Please, let's not do that. And then just move it over. Let's make that into a group. Right, we can actually obscure this little piece of road then. Right? No. That's not good, right? Because this is like getting into like the line of sight of like the Watchtower. You don't want that to happen. Just seeing, and then this is going to be connected. Watchtower is probably going to be angled a little bit more that way as well. So kind of have that like connect over here as well. Flexible stone walls, I love it. See if we can close that gap over here. What are we doing here? Wanna make a little gate? And a fire pit for the soldiers to keep warm. No, this is gonna be a friendly town, like peasants and like people that just want to get by, you know? They're just protecting themselves against like the occasional bandit attack or something like that. Very peaceful. For the thatched roof, do you have a tileable texture and one with opacity and end pieces? No, it's all the same thing. So it's actually kind of set up like a trim sheet. Let me quickly show it. Edit. So that's what the whole thing looks like. So the top section of this is like the end pieces, so where you look straight onto the thatch. Then you have like the main thatch roofing, and then the bottom section is just like where the opacity comes in. That's the way that it's composed. So that gives me like the flexibility to also make sections where let me see if I can give an example. I think I have it on the worker houses. Let me one of those. Building. Which house did I have it? I had it on one of them. Even. A storage. Dead. Wait, where did I put it? Like, there was one of them. Had it. Basically the one that I put the most time into. Wonder where I put it, though. Oh, yeah, I have these ones as well. Okay, let me give you this example. I kind of forgot about these houses, gotta be honest. So, the majority of it is just made out of the tileable. And then some of the ends, like you can see here, like they're the opacity bits. But then I also wanted to have these sections where you look straight onto the thatch to look good as well. So that's the top strip of that little section. So that's like the top section over here, where you look straight onto the ends of like all the bits attached. That's the little compromise there. So then that allows me to have like really thick layers, right? So just without having to like always cover them up underneath like all of this stuff. Hi Vivek, how is it going? Yeah, I love it as it's going though. Let's actually have a look, right? Let's have a full screen immersion filled scroll. So you're coming into town. Like this is how kind of opens up. You have like the guard towers. And it opens up to like the actual thing itself. But the guard tower, the gate still has a collision on it, so I can't get through. Let me in! Smart, smart, smart. Let's quickly change that up. Let's go. Yup. Just lets me walk through it. Just pretend that we didn't see anything of it. Yeah. That's like the water side. It would be cool. Would be cool that you would see like more fishing nets or something like that. That would be a cool little tileable to make as well. And then, yeah, we'll probably have to like signify like the town blacksmith and just have like little areas for those things set up as well. It's gonna be nice. Can definitely add more character to this. This is like a decent looking Blockout though. Yeah, nice. Loving this. Do you also have farm plans? No, not yet. Not yet. We'll probably make some of those in a future episode. So wait, let's do some cleanup. So the main road is going to be following this little section. I'm trying to think about it logically. Right, so if you... This is the main road going out. They would probably have their farm over here or something like that, and then we'll get rid of this little section of the road. Okay? Probably. Forest floor. Paint it all in. The only issue, just purely from like a visual standpoint, is that I like how closed off it felt, so I kind of want to replicate that feeling over here as well. With like more trees, so that you're coming through the trees and you're seeing the opening, right? Like over time. What we could do if this road is, let's say, continuing along that path. We would first of all have to move the river just a little bit. Because this is where the river's going to be. This epic music, stop. We put on some chill music instead. Where are we looking? Over here, that's what we want. Right, so that's like the main entrance into town. And there might be like a little section for like the farmer to go out to his farm like every morning, you know, but nothing more really. And it goes to here. The farmer lives inside of the town? Or would he live like near the farm instead? We'll probably go into town anyway, so doesn't matter that much. Yeah. Let's say that that's where the river's gonna be. So this area is gonna follow the river just a little bit. If I wanna get that like feeling of like the space opening up to you, I'll need to move this section over here. And potentially single instance. Let's go. Boink. That is a huge tree compared to the rest of them. They're all kind of huge. So I guess I'm not getting around that. A little bit too close to the whole thing though. Erase. Oh, but that's only the selected folder. It's always a balance of like how much you're gonna add versus like blocking the line of sight, right? So it's that constant balance of the two elements. Let me fix up the terrain here for a little bit. It'll probably be a bit more open though, right? When is the planned release of this asset pack? 2068, I think. It's a rough estimation. In let's say October 2068. To make it a little bit more precise. That's my current release date. I'm sticking by it. like a tight deadline. Hell yeah. Yeah, I at least want to make... Well, I was gonna say I want to make at least like 2 asset packages in my life, but maybe I'm not gonna make it, right? Like I'll have to make... Well, no, I've already made 2. So let's assume that this is like the 3rd one, and then I'm done for life, you know? This is basically my... What do you call it? Like magnum opus. This is my life's work. Nah, honestly, I don't really care. I'm moving closer to release, right? Like I do want to release some of this at some point. But when that is, no idea. No idea. Tower looks a bit small, doesn't it? Doesn't feel imposing. Let me see, what feels good? Does feel like a little bit better. Compared to that one. Let me compare with the original. Yeah. Yeah, then you're coming in through this way. Got like the massive gates. I love that the Watchtower just opens up into someone's backyard. Just hints at like how tight the space is, you know? Yeah, cool. Loving this so far. Oh yeah, there was one thing that we kind of got to when it crashed, and that was like duplicating this building, and then yeah, so breaking it apart and making a new one that is called House Thatch number 3. That's when it crashed, right? Yeah, date modified. Yeah. It might honestly crash again. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's working. Have you saved recently, David? David, you're coming in clutch. I was literally just doing the operation that crashed my save last time, so thanks for the shout out. Oh, but this pivot is all screwed up now, right? Because I got it at like a weird angle when I broke it up. Oh, don't like that. Don't like that. That's not even it. I'm honestly just eyeballing at this point. Okay, let's apply that. Hello? Unreal? Uh-oh. The fuck? You please? Wait, does the rotation not work? Like these pivots? On B, right? Doesn't save the pivot point? Wait, let me be cheeky. Let me try to force it. So if I do the rotation first, right? So now, oh, it's aligned with the building, and then if we move it slightly, oh, I see what it's doing. Yes. It doesn't do the rotation. Oh, that's a pain. Okay, whatever. So that means that we'll have to duplicate it, set it to 0 basically, then break it apart, and then remake it. Just save it over the stuff that we already had. Yes. Patch building number 3. Where are you at? Cool. Randoom is saying, in my opinion, it's not the size of the tower that would intimidate me. It's how easily the archer could hit me and how hard they were to shoot back at. Well, you got a point there. Got a point. I can see that argument. Yeah, because like if you look at the reference here, right? Like this is kind of like a stumpy little tower. Like the portholes where you would shoot through are not that much taller compared to like the actual thing, right? So it, well, maybe a little bit. It's a little bit chunkier, I feel, but yeah. What is that? It's like 1.2. Do that then, right? I'm just flip-flopping all over the place. Welcome to the chaos that is my work. Bonk. It's looking nicer. You can actually see them sticking out a bit more. That's cool. It could be wider, yeah. How do you set a pivot point in Blender for Unreal Engine 5? I hate that all my models are at 0, 0, 0. Oh, yeah, don't do that. Get this tool instead that I'm using. Let me send you a link. I love that it's in my like quick things as well. Let me send you this link. This is what I use. It does all the setting to 0, 0, 0 for you, so you don't have to like manually move stuff. Like don't ever do that manually. Such a waste of time, especially when working with modular kits. So yeah, it's gonna be a huge time saver for you. All right, so what did we want to do with this building? Let's actually move it on up over here. Let's do our changes in this little section. Needs to come with. This is like a tiny house. Maybe... I wonder if I've made 2 by 3. Let's see. Let's switch these up for 2 by 3 instead. Then this jazz. And then we're gonna do the same for the roofs as well. If I have them. Yes, I do. Right. Sometimes I'm smart. Nice. Cool. So that's a new building with like slightly different dimensions that we can just use to populate stuff now. Let me see if I can throw in some other like quick blueprints. Kind of. A bunch of barrels. Like a wood stockpile. Be interesting to have here as well. Maybe what could be interesting is if we move this one up. And if we then have like a little arcade area. Little section where people just come in and drop logs and wood and all that kind of stuff over here, right? Because it needs to be close to the entrance as well, I feel. To the entrance of town. That it becomes like easier to just drop your stuff off, right? You can also have like a little shed somewhere. Oh shoot, does that add-on essentially mean that you don't have to move every asset before exporting? Yes, it does. And you have the same thing for Maya as well. Just look for Maya Batch Exporter and you're probably going to find like a tool that's very similar to it. I used this stuff in Maya like before, so I know that it exists. It might even be built into Maya. I haven't used it for a while. It might even be, again, I don't know, it's been a while since I used it, right? But there might be a tick box that you can select in Maya where it would like move you to world origin, like in the export settings of the individual mesh, right? So it basically means that it will just move the stuff on export for you. So yeah, I would probably check that first, like in the individual settings, and then if it doesn't appear to be in there, then have a look at some batch exporters that might do that stuff for you. Mind blown, thanks so much. No worries, happy to help. Sawhorse, we got like all these big towers. The saw pit. We've got like another stockpile. Maybe let's add 2. Because I'm thinking this might be like fish or, well, definitely fish, right? Like the little market section for the fish could be maybe be interesting over here. That's more like the town square. There's a game exporter option too. Yeah, I do. There must be something like that built in. Carpenter. We have that little section over there. This is probably going to be more... I don't know, maybe this could be like a small garden. I mean, vegetable garden? Might be interesting. Let's replace one of these with a small house as well. What else do I have here, though? Small carpenter building. Watermill. Oh, but that's a small water mill, right? Yeah, so we probably don't want to use that here. Not yet, at least. It's like a small carpenter building. That is a little bit broken because we changed the rotation. Always kind of love the look of these little sheds, so let's sprinkle them around a bit more. Basically just throwing around stuff and seeing what kind of fits, you know? Be fun. Some barrels. I have like a lot of stuff. Like a lot of individual assets that could be perfect to make into like little clutter objects, but haven't really taking the time to do so, you know? I have like a bunch of buckets, like animal stuff, like chests. All these pots. So much stuff that I can basically throw around if I wanted to. How did you do all the ropes and all the assets? Depends. So the individual ropes, I did them with a sim and then cleaned them up. But there's one example here, like if I go to my leaving break. Like these ropes, that's all just done by hand. Like I started from like a base of I use a tool called QuickPipe, right? So that allows you to convert like any selection to like a spline. And then I basically start with like laying out like the circles where I want the rope to attach to the wood. And then I'll start cutting the spline apart and like connecting it with other splines on other pieces of wood so that I can start making connections. And then I'll just clean it up. So yeah, you can kind of see that here, right? Like I started with like a circle on this section and then a circle around this one. Then I cut this one up, and then I made a connection between the two. That's how I do like a majority of this stuff. Yeah, for like the ropes that are just hanging for most of the stuff. That's yeah, with Sims. Some attachments for the buildings as well. Might as well use those. This is a chunky boy though. Oh my god. really big attachment. So much of the stuff needs to be cleaned up. But it's fun to play around with it anyway. Pottery shells. Got card full of like animal stuff. Got a cart with storage stuff. Let's clean some of this stuff as well. Let's turn down the tool strength. Let's start massaging some of this stuff in a bit better. And involve some grass in the conversation. And that's where the magic happens, you know. All this massaging of like the different elements, like just bringing them all together in a nice cohesive picture. We could even really start playing around with this stuff and then maybe add like a small tree in here, you know? Spice it up a bit. I love that. Like small stuff like this makes such a huge difference. Ooh, nice. Okay. I like this kind of angle. I'm curious now. Let's actually... Oh, yeah. Let's rotate our little sunny boy. This is evening. Oh, yeah. We're getting somewhere, you know? Yes, I love this. This is starting to look really nice. Happy with that. Are you using virtual textures? No. Apart from runtime virtual textures on the landscape. That's what I'm using. But honestly, like, yeah, I barely use it. Especially in this scene, like, there's probably nothing that I can really pick out that's using, like, runtime virtual textures at the moment. Because, yeah, it's unstable. That's basically the short of it. Like, I've had like loads of issues with it, especially with if you then use like the height mesh field, or the, what is that called? Like basically the replacement of tessellation, virtual height mesh field, height field mesh. Yeah, I've been using that, but that's, yeah, pretty unstable. Loads of issues with it. Let's see. I think I've hidden it, right? Yeah. See what I mean? Like, that's the way that it looks currently. Obviously, I have to, like, rebuild it as well. But, screw it. I'm not using it for now. Mostly for detail on the terrain anyway. Probably do that as, like, a final thing. At least in this case. Yes, let's continue building. What a nice little corner over here. An apiary shed as well. I'm gonna plonk that down here. Forget about it. Building shelter small. What's that? Yeah, that could be useful for storage. This is also the benefit if you build in like this buffer, right? Because basically the pivot point tells you that this is the way that it should snap to the floor. But with this buffer, the pillars basically being longer, I can also use it like this. Gives me the flexibility to do both. So yeah, keep that in mind when building assets. Let's see, what do we have in storage? So add these in storage as well. Shed. Oh, we got chickens as well. Yeah. Let's add some chickens. Well, a chicken coop. We don't have the actual chickens, but... And there's probably... Might be guards patrolling the wall. So... That's also something that you can see in this image as well. But like the section of the wall... I don't know if it's for patrolling. I guess not, because there's no path here. But... And just to indicate that the wall... built there. I like that little touch. Let's include it here as well. I need to really adjust the colors on this grass. Grass kind of look like ass. Especially where it blends, or it's supposed to blend with the floor, right? It's not really doing that. Let's actually see if we can do that now. It's bothering me. It's my tileable. Is that I did like a bunch of adjustments here. Put up the vibrancy. Yeah, right? Okay, so that's already like a little bit better. What we can then do is go into... Because I think there might be something with the specularity of the grass layer as well. Grass spec. It's not perfect, but it's way better than before. Happy with that for now. Yeah, I wanna continue like this perimeter around the entire wall. Just have to stuff up. Yes, yes, nice. Just a little bit close to the building, give it some space. To these two buildings so close to each other. We're gonna change this all up. Grass is almost like venomous green, like the colors are really intense in the scene at the moment. Grass out a little bit more. Don't want this to be like fully like a path. It can be like quite obscured as well. Player was hungry but ate the wrong mushrooms. Yeah, medieval tripping simulator. Kind of cover it back in a little bit. Like massaging everything together. Kind of blending everything. Obviously we can... What's the door in this building? No door? Made a building with no door? Okay. Weird. Yeah, I think we can then also, again, add a little bit of foliage. Break it all up a little bit. Where's the big boy? Boy tree. Wait, that's actually the final thing that I'm gonna do. Just having a walk around the scene, checking the stuff out. I think we've made a lot of good progress today. I'm actually quite happy with the state of this scene already. The way that is kind of like, especially this section, right? Like our main focus of today. Actually pretty nice, you know? Kind of happy with it. So I'm probably gonna keep on building on this scene as like a little small, yeah, like a small little hamlet. Small little village. We're pretty happy with this so far, so we're gonna continue polishing this up. Probably the next stream as well. Let's end the stream on like a little walk into the city. In nice light, of course. Oh, hopefully nice light. Oh no. I tried to click on the sprint button, but it doesn't work, obviously. I like the tree swaying in the wind as well. Yeah, this is an interesting intro shot, you know? Like just... Obviously the terrain is like super flat and needs like a lot of work. You can see like the really apparent seam on the tree, but if you ignore all those things, you can see the potential of it. And the grass is like super poisonous. Just that. Yeah, I like it though. Some good progress today. Nice. Right, I'm gonna leave you with this little view over the city. We actually put it back to something a bit more natural, you know? Or neutral, I could say. Oh, not that one. Yeah. Awesome. Happy with that. I'm gonna leave it here. A little bit of a shorter one. The weather's nice. I'm gonna enjoy a little bit of it. And yeah, thanks all for being here. Really appreciate it. I wish you all a nice weekend as well. So yeah, and when will I see you next? Next one is probably going to be Work in Progress Wednesday, so where I give community feedback next Wednesday. Or if you can't make it to that, I'll be here next Friday to do some more art. So I'll see you then. Bye everyone. Have a nice weekend.